What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update and daily news report. Lots going on. We have new stimulus checks passed for some people. I'll give you the new details of it in this video, as well as the latest details on the third stimulus check package, the $3,000 to $3,600 child stimulus checks, as well as some crazy vaccine news. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates on all of this and the other stimulus details we cover, such as student loan forgiveness, which is really heating up, possible $10,000 of student loan forgiveness, as well as mortgage and rental assistance, Social Security increases, and more. And hit the like button for us. It really helps out our channel. All right, here we go. The United Kingdom is going to be conducting a new study where they purposely infect people with coronavirus to see what happens. As you can see here, the UK is set to conduct the globe's first study in which healthy volunteers will be intentionally exposed to the virus. And this was just approved and will begin within a month. The first stage will include as many as 90 volunteers between ages 18 and 30. And the second phase, which has yet to receive approval, will involve injecting another group of volunteers with the vaccine and then exposing them to the virus to see if they get it or how bad they get it. Advocates of these studies say they are a quick way to determine the vaccine's effectiveness, though they remain controversial because they involve purposely infecting people with a possible lethal virus. Well, I wonder how much they're paying those volunteers, because I don't know how much money it would take for me to be purposely injected with the virus. Let me know how much money it would take for you to volunteer for that study, because yeah, not for me. The British Prime Minister Boris Johnson says that people should get used to being revaccinated over and over for coronavirus. He says, quote, "I think we have to get used to the idea of vaccinating and revaccinating in the autumn as we come to face these new variants." And this is honestly what I think is going to happen too. I think it's probably going to become very similar to a flu shot, where every year, if you get a flu shot, which I do and my wife and my son does, and we've been getting them since way before the coronavirus. It's just kind of, I don't know what we do. But every year you get a flu shot, and it's a different strain in your shot every year because, well, the flu variates and has variations every single year, which is kind of unfortunate that it doesn't seem like this is going to completely go away, but you never know. On stimulus, a new internal White House memo reveals a strategy to pressure Republicans to gather support for the third and the fourth stimulus check package coming out in the future. A new internal White House memo gives a behind-the-scenes look into the administration's strategy to up the pressure on Republicans to get on board with President Joe Biden's third stimulus check proposal, which is $1.9 trillion, arguing that Republican opposition to his American Rescue Plan is damaging the GOP, also known as the Grand Old Party, aka the Republican Party, and that, quote, "this is not a moment in the country when obstructionism is rewarded." Quote from a White House senior advisor, Mike Donilon, says there seems to be a growing conventional wisdom that it is either politically smart or at worst cost-free for the Republicans to adopt a obstructionist, partisan base politics posture. However, there is lots of evidence that the opposite is true, that it isn't politically smart for the Republicans to be going down this road. And rather than being cost-free, this approach has been quite damaging to them. In fact, this kind of reminds me of what Mitch McConnell did when the $2,000 Cash Act, $2,000 stimulus check payments, passed the U.S. House of Representatives based on what former President Donald Trump, at then time President Donald Trump, wanted to increase the $600 stimulus checks to $2,000. And that passed the U.S. House of Representatives in December and would have already landed in your bank account. But Mitch McConnell didn't pass the bill. He didn't even let it go to a vote. He sent it to his graveyard that he's so proud of and cost Americans $1,400. I mean, we could have been working on the next stimulus check instead of still working on the $1,400 that came out now. And while Republicans lost the Senate, probably because of that move. So now the Republicans are still kind of holding up stimulus because we have to go through this reconciliation process. And as we know, this reconciliation process has been taking a little bit longer because they have to go through these extra steps to pass the third stimulus check package, which they pretty much already done. They've already passed it on the reconciliation portion of it at the beginning. They've now drafted the bill in the subcommittees, which is basically there's 12 different subcommittees that are drafting the portions of the bill, and they have approved them on the subcommittee level, including the part that has the $1,400 stimulus checks for adults, $1,400 stimulus checks for children, and $1,400 stimulus checks for adult dependents, with the income limits of up to $75,000 will receive the full check, very similar to the last time around, and up to $100,000 will be no more check gone for a single individual. For a head of household filers, it will be $1,400 up to $112,500 income, and then it will go down between $112,000 and $150,000. Couples will double the $75,000, which will be $150,000. Below $150,000, a couple will get the full $1,400 each, or $2,800. Up to $200,000, it will be reduced, and after that will no longer be included. In addition to those $1,400 stimulus checks is $3,000 to $3,600 child stimulus checks, which is an increase of the child tax credit. They're increasing it from $2,000 previously now to $3,000 for children ages 6 through 17 and $3,600 for children under the age of 6. This is in addition to the $1,400 stimulus check. So if you have a child under the age of 6, you're going to receive a $3,600 child stimulus check plus the $1,400 stimulus check. The $3,600 child stimulus check, which is an increase of the child tax credit, is going to be dispersed to you in monthly payments of $300 per month starting a few months from now. For children ages 6 through 17, it will be $250 per month, again, starting a few months from now. Even if they pass this here within the next few days, it's going to take them a few months to basically get this program up and ready and running because, well, you know, they have delays just sending out the stimulus checks. So sending out a brand new child stimulus check in this manner is going to take a little bit of time for them to figure it out. It's also a possibility that you could get a 6-month lump sum for basically half of that. So half of the $3,000 would be $1,500, or half of the $3,600 would be $1,800, all up front as a one lump sum for 6 months of that all at a time. This is per child, okay? So we're talking about $3,000 to $3,600 per child. So if you have 5 children, you're talking about $15,000 in child tax credits that are going to be paid to you on monthly stimulus checks direct deposited to your bank account or sent to you in the mail. $250 to $300 per child. So at worst case scenario, $3,000 per child is, for 5 children, is $15,000. That's why one of the reasons, along with the stimulus checks of $1,400, $1,400 for children, and $1,400 for adult dependents and college students, this is the largest stimulus package yet. And honestly, this is just the first one under the Biden administration. There will be more yet to come. They've already announced another one coming out after this called the Build Back Better package, which is focused on infrastructure, but will have multiple stimulus items in there. In fact, President Joe Biden has been campaigning for both of these right now. Listen in.
Every once in a while as president, you get to invite close friends into the Oval. I was kidding these guys before. This is American labor, and I said from the beginning of my campaign throughout my whole career, the middle class built this country and labor built the middle class. And I think we have an incredible opportunity to make some enormous progress in creating jobs, good paying jobs, Davis Bacon, prevailing wage jobs, to rebuild the infrastructure of this country in a way that everybody knows has to be done. I promised, and a lot of these folks have been my friends for a long, long, long time. as they say in parts of my state, these are the folks that brung me to the dance. And I appreciate their friendship. And as I said, when some of you were in here when I was with the business community, I said I want to make it clear I'm a labor guy. And there's no reason why it's inconsistent with business growing either. So what we're doing here today, I asked them to come in. We want to talk about the Recovery Act we have here that we're trying to pass, and I think is going to get done, and building infrastructure in this country. We are so far behind the curve. We rank something like 38th in the world in terms of our infrastructure. Everything from canals to highways to airports to everything we can do and we need to do to make ourselves competitive in the 21st century. And so the Vice President and I are looking forward to this meeting, and we're going to have a good conversation. And I think, American workers and the whole economy is going to grow in a way that we haven't seen it grow in a long time. This is the time for us to move. So, at any rate, I'll let you know we're going to have a long conversation here. I don't know how long, but we're going to have a conversation as long as they're willing to put up with me and talk about how we're going to get this done. So, thank you all for coming in. Appreciate it. I learned based on the polling data they want everything that's in the plan. Not a joke. Everything is in the plan. The fact is that I asked a rhetorical question. Those who oppose the plan, what don't they like? What particular program don't they like? Don't they want to help people with nutrition? Don't they want to help people be able to pay their mortgages? Don't they want to help people get their unemployment insurance? Don't they want to make sure that people are able to stay in their homes without being thrown out of their homes in the middle of this god-awful pandemic? What don't they like? And the truth of the matter is, the polling data from last night and all the polls you've all done, they come from you guys, not you personally, but your networks and your organizations, show that somewhere between 64 and 69% of the American people think we have to do this. And it's not about the money. It's about, in order to do everything from open schools as we should, to make sure that we're generating income for people who are in real trouble. It's about how much it costs. The federal government has to chip in, make sure we get this done. And as I said, almost every major economist in the country and the International Monetary Fund as well says it's going to grow the economy. And that's what we're talking about here. We're going to talk about how we grow the economy. So thank you all for coming in.
Now, in addition to that, the third stimulus package and the fourth stimulus package coming out there, the infrastructure package, we just have two new states that have just passed stimulus checks on the statewide level. In fact, California just yesterday passed their proposal. Previously, it was a proposal, and now it is passed for new $600 stimulus payments to millions of Californians. As you can see here, California Governor Newsom and Democratic legislative leaders in Sacramento on Wednesday announced a deal to give $600 in aid to low-income Californians and grants to small businesses that have been hit hard by the pandemic. The state estimates it will make 5.7 million payments to residents for a total of $3.4 billion in relief that Newsom envisioned last month as part of his budget proposal for this year. He says, quote, "People are hungry and hurting, and businesses our communities have loved for decades are at risk of closing their doors. We're at a critical moment and are proud that we are come together to get Californians some needed relief." California residents who qualify for the state earned income tax credit on their 2020 tax returns, so you're going to have to file 2020 tax returns. Generally, California tax filers who earn less than $30,000 a year are eligible for this additional stimulus check. Last year, 3.9 million California returns applied for it. They will receive the $600 shortly after they file their state taxes this year. Also, California households enrolled in the CalWorks program will also qualify, as well as recipients of SSI, SSP, and the state's cash assistance program for immigrants also qualify for this payment. Now, California is not the only state. Just a few days ago, Governor Larry Hogan from Maryland also passed a statewide stimulus for residents of Maryland. The newly signed law includes money that will be sent directly to low income taxpayers and sweeping tax relief for small businesses. The relief program provides the largest infusion of state tax dollars into the state's economy since the pandemic began. This will provide more than $1 billion to Marylanders who filed for, again, the Earned Income Tax Credit. The bill will also repeal state and local income taxes on unemployment benefits and allow businesses to keep up to $12,000 in sales tax collections. And it provides businesses with tax credits and grants that will also be available to nonprofits. This Relief Act will provide $500 for low income families and $300 for individuals who filed for the earned tax credit in 2019. The money will be available in the next 3 years as the form of tax refunds. The package also offers $1,000 to people with unsettled unemployment claims. Now, honestly, we've seen different states and different counties passing stimulus checks on the state and local level in the past from the previous stimulus check packages, and we will be having more of this coming in the future when they pass the third stimulus check. There's $350 billion going to states and counties from that third stimulus check package, which we're going to have probably very big news on here within the next few days. So once this third stimulus check package, you'll be getting $1,400. You'll be getting unemployment benefits of $400 per week. You'll be getting more mortgage and rental assistance. You'll be getting child stimulus checks. You'll be getting utility assistance possibly. And then there's going to be money coming from states and cities, just like this California and Maryland program, that will be doing stimulus checks on the state and county levels too. So make sure you're subscribed down below. I will keep you updated on all these different programs, different states, different counties, mortgage and rental assistance, Social Security increase, student loan forgiveness that will be coming out here in the short near-term future. And share this video with your family and friends. There's a share button down below also so that they know about these programs and don't miss out on them. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.